Listen, I'm doing an interview over here for
For a president who loves the spotlight,
okay?
This was a chance too good to pass up.
That's a Democratic plan.
Weaving through a shooting gallery of reporters' questions, Trump paid a visit to the always fawning Fox and Friends, his favorite show, broadcasting live on his doorstep.
You've got some excitement out on your lawn today. Hello, Mr. President.
What followed was a 50-minute spectacle, unprecedented even for Trump, as the president unloaded on a number of topics. Chief among them, yesterday's report into the FBI handling of the Clinton email investigation.
Here's the good news. I did nothing wrong. There was no collusion. There was no obstruction. The IG report yesterday went a long way to show that. And I think that the Mueller investigation has been totally discredited.
Trump conflated two separate matters. The Inspector General report isn't even about the Mueller probe. But Trump selectively picked information about bias amongst individual FBI agents to make the case the special counsel investigation is tainted. Reporters did point that out, but Trump just continued what experts say is his campaign to cast doubt on the Russia probe.
There was no collusion, there was no obstruction, and if you read the report, you'll see that.
Trump was combative, confident, and clearly enjoying himself. When reporters questioned how he could say the North Korean nuclear threat is over,
I did a great job this weekend.
Trump said his relationship with Kim will help get rid of their nukes, showing admiration for the dictator.
He speaks and his people sit up at attention. I want my people to do the same.
Later, Trump was challenged about that.
I'm kidding. You don't understand sarcasm. Who are you with? Wait. Who are you with? Who are you with? You're with CNN?
Wait, Mr. President.
Today's freewheeling performance is one that will no doubt be lapped up by supporters. But opponents say it shows a president unburdened by handlers and, many times this morning, unburdened by the truth. Stephen D'Souza, CBC News, Washington.
So, just after that Fox interview ended, the president's former campaign chairman arrived at a Washington courthouse to learn he was headed to jail. A federal judge has revoked Paul Manafort's bail for allegedly trying to get witnesses to lie for him. He'd been under house arrest, awaiting trial, set for September now, on a number of criminal charges, including money laundering. He's pleaded not guilty. Now to a rapidly escalating trade dispute between the world's two largest economies. President Trump moving forward with a threat against China that had been months in the making.
But we're putting tariffs on $50 billion worth of technology and other things because we have to, because we've been treated very unfairly.
The 25% tariff will apply to more than 1,000 items from China, everything from tech to aerospace, vehicles, and robotics. Punishment for what the White House says is years of intellectual property and technology theft.
They may not be as happy today because of what I'm doing with trade.
Question is, will anyone end up happy in this looming trade war, and can anyone win?
A trade war, like a regular war, both sides are actually going to be inflicting harm upon themselves by engaging in the conflict. They're hurting one another, in essence. And they're hoping that the other side will cry uncle before they do.
But there are no signs that will happen. The Chinese government struck back quickly with a 25% tariff of its own, targeting American agricultural products.
Kind of like if you were, say, playing poker, you know, you would respond by putting the same amount of barriers on the table and then ramping it up. And then the first one would then escalate, and then it goes back and forth.
And then there are the actual economic consequences. Take foreign washing machines. That was Trump's target in January, when he slapped a steep import tax on them. Since then, consumers have been hung out to dry. The cost of those machines spiked 17% this spring.
Trade wars are costly to both parties that engage in them because when the United States imposes tariffs on China, it hurts China. And when China imposes tariffs on the United States, it hurts the United States.
So there's really little doubt Trump's latest tough-on-trade strategy will backfire, hurting the consumers and workers he says he's helping. It's just a matter of how much and for how long. Meanwhile, the RCMP confirmed today it is investigating a death threat sent to the U.S. ambassador to Canada, Kelly Craft. The threatening letter also contained a powdered substance, which was proven to be harmless. It was intercepted before it made its way to the ambassador's residence, and sources tell CBC News the incident was, quote, jarring, but also say the ambassador is doing just fine.